Hey, what's up, Aaron? This is a quick demo video for you for your Dennis Lukyanov creepy uncle. Sorry I didn't get this demo out to you yesterday. I had opted to get as many installs as I could fit into a day and then spend the morning this morning doing all the demos that I had to do. All right, but this is installed with the Proffie. You provided all the parts, so it has the Goth Eco chassis in it. That has a Proffie, 28mm speaker. I believe this is from Sabers. A couple sets of stock V3s, or V4s rather. I have your blade plug in here, but not locked down. I just wanted to show you that it still fits. So you can pull it right out there. And right up in here, you can see your first stock. All right, and this will fit all the way down in there. It's actually recessed a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and leave it in there to show you that it has some shine through. All right. Now to get to your board, if you ever want to do that, you just unscrew the grenade section here. So you take this right off. Here is your board right here. So access to your SD card and your micro USB from right here. All right, you never have to take the board out. In fact, the board is glued into the chassis. When this arrived, the chassis was broken. It was broken right at this seam, right where it pops up right here. This entire thing was broken. So what I did was, to put it back together, I used some CA glue, but then I very carefully spent some time with my soldering iron. I went in on the inside and I actually welded it together. So you can weld PLA back together if you're very careful, and it does create a very strong bond. And then, in fact, if I were to spin this around and show you, you probably couldn't even tell it was broken there. All right, so it went back together very nicely. It was a nice clean break on one of the layer lines. So no issue there. All right, so there's your second stock right here. Access to your battery, of course. Your board rather. I'm gonna leave the grenade section off for a second to show you that this lights up. But to get to your battery, what you want to do is unscrew the pommel. All right, we're gonna take this off and let's talk about this for a second. Your speaker is located inside of this pommel area right here. This entire chassis system is a bit of a press fit. What I will warn you about though is that I have this press fitted into this pommel at the exact depth that it needs to go. I don't know if you can see it on camera. There's the tiniest of gaps right there between the chassis and the pommel. All right, if you were to take this pommel and press it all the way up against there, the pins inside the Saber would not make contact with this PCB. So my recommendation is just to leave it as it is, because you can get your battery out fine from here. But if you ever do take this off, you're going to have a little bit of adjustment to do to make sure that you get that fine line between hitting those pins and having this close all the way. So it's on there pretty tight right now. You would really have to crank on this guy and twist it to get it off. So I don't see that ever being an issue, but just realize there was some timing that went into there. All right, there's your kill switch right here. It is in the off position right now. This is the battery that you sent with the Saber. So when you want to turn the Saber on, you take this whole component out, come over here and flip your kill switch. You're not going to hear any sound, obviously, because we need to hook up to the board. All right, so when you flip your kill switch, you can take this, screw it all the way down.
I feel the good in you.
As soon as you do that, you'll hear that audible cue. Now everything is connected, and I've got your red and green LEDs going. Your front switch is power. All right. This is all lighted up for you. All lit up, rather. Lighted is not a word. Back is auxiliary. And then you have twist off. Now, I just wanted to show you that lights up. Of course, you've got a blade side PCB in there. And when you put this in and lock it down, you never even have to take this off really unless you want to make changes to your board. All right, so I got your sound fonts on there. We can come over here again and hit power. And now you've got that nice shine through on your blade plug. But if we pull that out, all your stock LEDs are fired up there as well. All right. We'll throw a blade in here real quick. I'm just going to hold it in. I'm not going to lock it down. This is set up for a 1-inch diameter blade. One of the things that I love about this particular model of Luke Saber on this creepy uncle is that it has enough blade depth here to hold a nice 1-inch diameter blade very sturdily and not require a recessed blade. All right, so a lot of thin neck sabers that I do, I end up having to make a recessed blade for them as well because you need that added strength, but this one is not the case. So I'm going to hold this down and hit power. So we light up a blade very well there, and auxiliary is blast your bolt deflex. All right, and then we can just show you the smooth swing with the blade outside. Good blast or flash on clash rather. And then to play your soundtracks, a long press on the power. All right, and then another long press to turn it off. Just like that. And to go to the next sound font,
Luke Skywalker.
you would tap auxiliary, but for now this just has yours on it, which is
Luke Skywalker.
K-Sys. Okay, so when you're done with this, we're going to come over here and unscrew our battery. When we unscrew the pummel, you'll notice that your LEDs go off because the battery connection has gone off. All right. Just come back over here. Again, flip your kill switch back to the off position. Screw it back into the saber. And when you screw it in this time, of course, we won't get any audible cue because the kill switch is engaged. All right. So that is basically your creepy uncle. One thing I did not do is put on your tri-ring. I will send this with the saber, of course. That is something I do not do. I get a little nervous about scratching the aluminum here, so I just don't want to be held liable for that. All right, so I'm going to send this back with the saber, but minus that, that's your completed creepy uncle. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will get this out in the mail to you today. Thanks, man.